and players, and as I say, it's not just what happens on the soccer field, it's also how you can help them be better people as they grow older. Anything else? No?
Before you wrap up,
Sure.
could you give us one bit of advice for a grassroots coach to improve? Any bit of advice, just one, two, three bits of advice to give to grassroots coaches?
Find another job. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I think
We'll bring you
I
back.
say, no, I'm joking. I think first piece of advice I would give is believe. You know, have a plan. You know, I'm talking about a week here in training, right? Think about your year. Believe in the plan and the process and stick to it. Don't be afraid to make difficult decisions. Don't play a kid because you're afraid the parent's going to come and start getting in your ear at the end of the game, right? Parents are on that side of the field for a reason, right? That's the one thing. Don't be influenced. That's probably the best piece of advice I could give. But if there was just one thing, I'd say enjoy it. I've been in this game since I was 16 years old, right? 16 years old. And honestly, I think if you asked my mother, she'd say the same as me. I don't feel I've worked a day in my life. I genuinely don't. I've just been very fortunate for what I've got from the game. And I think that's the key. Just enjoy it. How many people get the opportunity to do this? How many? You know? I think that's one thing that we miss. We get wrapped up in this parent's phoning makes the kid isn't getting enough playing time. Oh, this guy's on me because we're playing against this team on Saturday. But I think the key to it is enjoy it. You know, I actually wrote out a thing for myself, for my own notes, 10 key points. I'll send it through and you can share it with the group. And it was, I wrote it for one of my coaching licenses many years ago and it stuck with me. And it's 10 points of, you know, what makes a coach a coach? What standards do you want to hold yourself accountable to? Because it shouldn't be you're waiting for someone to tell you to get better. Right? You go in one coaching course, what's the next one you can go on? You know, I love going to the coaching courses back home, the study group visits with UEFA, being in all those, I love it. Just to be around other people that know the game, just the conversations. We were talking last night about different games and scenarios and things that happen and, you know, all that. Just, I don't know how else to say it than just enjoy it. Enjoy every minute of it. You know, because you guys are in a unique position in the sense that not only, you know, are you coaching in the sport that you love, but also you won't realise this until many years later, that there's going to be kids that are in your team and they go down the wrong path and then they think, oh, they've got to change their ways. And you get those phone calls. You can impact those kids. And that's something else that you have to always keep in your mind. It's not just the football, it's about the life lessons as well. And I think with the PASS programme, you know, there's a lot that has been done to educate the players off the field. And I think that's something that will, you know, as it filters down, it will maybe make a wee bit more sense in what I'm saying. But as I say, best piece of advice, enjoy it. Enjoy every minute. He's got an even worse accent than mine. So
Just so you know, the subtitles we put on the So I'm a financial advisor now, and I'd like to talk to you about your finances. True story. But you said the nice things anyway at the beginning, so that was good to hear. Just to add to that, and what's one piece of advice? How many of you have been coaching for less than 3 years? 3 years or less? So a good show of hands. When I started out, it was nerve-wracking, to be honest, to ask questions, to debate the game with other coaches, especially those that I perceive to be more experienced or older or more knowledgeable than me. Really, that's the biggest piece of advice I can give is go and ask questions, whether it's your coach that you're coaching with for the same U9 age group, whether it's your ADOCs or your DOCs, ask as many questions as possible about the game, about your coaching, and everything else. And go and grab coffee with each other and talk soccer. Get the salt and peppers out, start moving things around, start debating the game. Because the more you talk about it, the more you can educate yourself and your peers as well. And, again, that's a tough thing to do, right? How many of you all have other more important jobs, or not more important, but jobs that pay the bills? Right. So we do this. We do this because it's not for money. It's a life choice, right? And it's ultimately a give back to the players. And it's tough to get all these things across. When I was starting, I worked full time, obviously at the Fire at the front office. I would jump out of the office, jump on the training fields, and do the same thing that probably a lot of you are doing. And it's tough to plan ahead. But if you can get that opportunity to self-reflect, plan ahead for your weekly sessions, whether it's 30 minutes on a Sunday evening. We're all sat on the couch probably watching TV on a Sunday evening. Maybe take that 30 minutes before you close it out for the week and the weekend, just to reflect on your weekend's games, reflect on and think about what you want to achieve, what didn't go so well that prior weekend, what you want to achieve for the upcoming week, and you'll put yourself on a much better pathway if you can do that. And again, when I was a grassroots coach, it was tough to ask those questions and want to put myself out there. But once I did, then it just starts helping you. And hopefully you can start to do that a little bit more. But I just wanted to talk quickly about our ETP program. So who doesn't know anything about the ETP Emerging Talent Program? I guess is my first question. And it's okay if you don't. That's absolutely fine if you don't at all. So part of the reason why we're here this week, is to assess the talent pool from the U11 to U14 age groups, from the boys and the girls side, and make sure that not only are the coaches and the DOCs doing a good job with their nominations, but then also we have a good idea as to the rankings that we foresee these players having as well when it comes to selections and nominations for the camp and hopefully for the teams as well. So, but late July, early August, we'll have our two camps. Girls camp first, boys camp afterwards, and we typically invite around 100 to 110 players from across all 11 clubs that we have. If you didn't know that, we have 11 clubs that are Fire juniors across the country, and it's the top 20, 25, 30 players in each of those age groups from U11, 12, 13 and 14 that we do select. So it is a very selective program that we do have. So it isn't for everyone, unfortunately, but that's a good, for those that aren't quite there as a player, it's a good opportunity for them to try and grow as a player and get those opportunities in the future. So, but we've had obviously a bunch of players from Florida come up for it in the past. We get good representation from the club, which is fantastic to see, on the players' side and also on the coaching side as well. And in previous years, when we've selected our tournament, we've obviously gone to the Disney showcase. What we found is that you know, again, respectfully to Disney, we've kind of outgrown that competition in some respect, especially at the U12 level for boys and girls. 13s and 14s, I think we're competitive there. But with that, and then also the fact that we do bring families away from their other families on a Thanksgiving weekend, during the Christmas break for the boys as well. It does get tough for families to commit to that. So we are going to change that to Vegas. There's a tournament called the Vegas Cup out there, which is over MLK weekends, which is obviously great for this club personally, because then that means your own teams can now go to Disney without there being any issues, because we did mandate as much as possible that Disney was a no-go tournament for individual clubs to attend in years past when we have taken our elite teams there. So that's obviously a positive for the club now to be able to do that. So again, you know, when it comes to this, we work with Paul. Paul will work with you coaches that do have the U11 to U14 teams, especially those at the red level. And you know, we're getting closer to really defining our ranking system from across the whole network. And the more I can say is, if the opportunity does arise to participate and be a part of it, you know, please do take the opportunity. You know, as a coach, and this will be my other point actually that I wanted to bring up, is we ask players to get out of their comfort zones as much as possible. You know, whether that's playing a different position on the field, or you know, guest playing, or whatever it might be, or playing at a higher level within their club. Get out of your comfort zone as a coach as well. Go put yourself in different environments where you can learn not only from your peers within the club, but also other coaches as well. So for me, as well as being a great environment for players, this camp, it's also, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's also a great environment for coaches to learn as well. There's a lot of soccer talk, there's a lot of post-day meetings with the coaching staff and so on, where there's a lot of self-reflection done. You get to learn from coaches from across the network. It's just 5 junior staff that participate. You know, so whether that's Louisiana, Chicago, Michigan, Indiana, Central Illinois, you know, all those clubs that we have. You know, it's a good opportunity to learn from coaches across the country, really, and to also get a better idea as to what the playing levels are like as well. So obviously we're here. We've seen the U11s to U14s these last couple of days, and we're looking forward to having more 5 junior players come up, Florida 5 juniors players come up and join us in the summer. So again, you know, thank you for your commitment to the club and to coaching. It is a commitment. You know, it's you're giving up evenings, weekends. There's not a lot of money in the game, you know. It isn't a lot. It is a give back to players and to families, but we're all here because we have a passion for the game, and never lose that passion for the game. You know, always strive to be better. You demand the most from your players at all times. You know, the same has to come from in terms of the demands on yourself as well as a coach. You set standards for players. You know, whether that's expectations, turning up 30 minutes of practice, wearing the right uniform. Being organised, you know, those should be the same standards you set for yourself and even higher. You know, a coach should never arrive after the first player. You know, that's a little expectation I have for myself. You know, you should always be the first person at the field, bearing any Naples traffic, right? Right, Rob? Yeah. Trust me, we do it in Chicago as well. We still manage it. So, little things there. So, we'll stick around for 5 minutes or so.
Just one quick one, Jane, after that video. They actually used the ETP. Just wanted to share with you guys.
Several years ago, I had the great honor of working the first ever Kobe Bryant Nike Skills Academy. Nike invited the top 20 high school shooting guards and the top 10 college shooting guards in the country to this camp with Kobe. It's kind of funny now that I look back on it, how many of those players are now household names in the NBA. However, at that time, the least recognized player there was Stephen Curry. But I knew immediately that he was the most impressive, and that I think long term, he was going to
It's some of the best shooting I've ever seen.